Glad you could join us again. We are indeed very happy that you could join us on this Sunday edition of Channel Sports Sunday. My name is Eitai Balogun Jr. It's a live show, so I mean, this is what happened. All right, now today I'm not going to do the next 20 minutes of this segment alone. I have Larry Pinel and Falabi Da Silva. Now, some of the things we'll be looking at, we'll be taking you through the NNL games that took place yesterday, the games we expect to see in the MPFL today, and also tell you what the look and feel of the MPFL log table looks like. Also, the World Cup is fast approaching. I mean, like Ken did say, we have about 11 days to the commencement of the World Cup that will take place in Brazil. All the countries, most countries actually dotting their I's and crossing the T's. Nigeria, we expect them to drop the list of the final 23 that will execute our World Cup by tomorrow, by the latest, because that is the deadline of the 2nd of June. We actually expect them to do it today, but I mean, Keshi says he knows the boys who will be selected to participate at the World Cup. We're all waiting for Keshi to drop the list so that we can know the guys that will doing us that will doing the country proud when they get to play at the World Cup in Brazil. I'd like to welcome you, Larry Pinel. It's indeed a rainy Sunday, but it's good to have you in the studio.
Definitely, a pleasure as usual.
Okay, and Falabi Da Silva, it's good to have you in the studio as well. Okay, good to have you in the studio.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. All right, now we're going to go straight to talk about the NNL because of time now. The games we played yesterday, it's getting tougher. I'll start with you, Larry Pinel. It's getting tougher. It's actually taking shape, so to speak. The guys that will be getting promotion back into the MPFL. The games that were played yesterday, we saw Sokoto United, Kwara United, I beg your pardon, played 2-0 over Sokoto United. Ranchers Base defeated Kogi United 2-1. Tip FC played 0-1 with DSS. Spotlight played 4-1 with Mighty Jets. Adama played 1-1 with FRSC, and Wiki Tourist finished the game defeating Jigawa Golden Stars 3-1. Plateau United also defeated Nigerian Prisons by 4-0. In Division B, the games that were played, we saw MFM played 3-1 with Unisem Rovers. Prime FC played 1-0 with Go Round FC. Abia Commerce played 2-1 with Stationary Stores. Gateway played 2-0 with COD. And 3SC topped Remo Stars by 2-0. The look and feel of the log, I mean, as it stands, Wiki Tourist is looking very good to qualify from Group A, from Division A, I must confess, in the NNL. Larry.
You're very correct. DSS went away to Tip yesterday and actually got an away victory. That's very rare in NNL. But as you said, Wiki Tourist is looking in good state to qualify to come to the MPFL. But more critically for me is the second log, where 3SC is actually holding its own in that division. And they did brilliantly well yesterday. Femi Ojo, amongst the scorers for 3SC, topped Remo Stars by 2-0. Don't forget that 3SC last weekend had actually gone to Unisem Rovers to get an away result. That's their third away result on the road. So it means with yesterday's victory, and Femi Ojo actually scored in that game as well. So it means with yesterday's victory over the Remo Stars, they have consolidated their hold on top of the log. Don't also forget that 3SC actually at the first round of fixtures, 3SC went to Remo Stars to get a goalless draw. So it means they have picked up 4 points from Remo Stars against 3SC. So as it stands right now, I think they're in good state to qualify for the second round. Okay. The other good games that we saw was COD actually losing away at Gateway United. What it means is that 3SC will be going to COD in the next round of fixtures. I guess COD will be seething with rage, as in they want to avenge the loss to Gateway.
Remember, they're frolicking with the bottom three. So I know they need to pick up points as soon as possible. Also, the Lagos side, First Bank, they're probably at the major side doing Lagos proud in the NNL.
And MFM as well. MFM they won their own game yesterday, and they've been picking results here and there. But I'm sure all eyes will definitely be on 3SC as they attempt to do what QPR did in the championship
and get promotion
immediately.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I said we'll go straight to the MPFL and we'll talk about the games that were played in the MPFL. I will keep you updated. The game between Bayelsa and Atlant actually was abandoned in about the 72nd minute because of a force majeure heavy downpour. We're going to keep you updated. The scoreline remains this way, till after the 18 minutes that were played. That's currently being played in Bayelsa. So that's what it is. 2-4 to Atlanta. Bayelsa currently trailing 2-4 with Atlanta. And Dolphins FC played a 3-1 massive victory for Dolphins against Lobby Stars. That's what it is.
Very, very massive victory for Dolphins. They had to respond, and they did respond very well. In midweek, Dolphins actually lost to Imba by 1-0. Ufomu don't score that goal. And Dolphins had to respond yesterday against I forgot the club they played now, Lobby Stars,
Lobby
and it was
Stars.
3-1. Ifeanyi Egwim scored a very beautiful hat-trick, and he got 2 goals in the first half. Lobby Stars came back into it via Eche Daku, and then he scored his third. That was brilliant. But for me, the game of yesterday was the game that was abandoned in the 75th minute, courtesy of that rainfall. I mean, it was a brilliant game by all standards. Atlant raced into a 2-goal lead away at Bayelsa United. Let's not say away, because it's like a neutral ground, because the game was in Benin. And Jolly Osas and Bright Ejike actually got good goals. Ejike actually got 2 goals for them yesterday. But Bayelsa tried to come back into it. But it was 4-2. So we have 15 minutes to play this morning.
They have themselves to blame if they flunk this. I mean, they've not had massive 3 points
in
a long time.
You're very correct. You're very, very correct. Atlant, they're very, very difficult to beat on the road. Yeah. They always seem to pick up away points. But their major grouse, the major problem is winning their home games. And Kelechi Emefiele, the coach, has been tinkering with the side, so to speak. Julius Sass is on form now. Bright Ejike is on form. And Chinedu Efu is doing his best, so to speak, in the heart of the team. So you'd expect that they have just 15 minutes to defend the 2-goal lead.
And I'm sure they will not want to blow that. All right, that takes us to the games that will play today for La Vida Silva. I mean, Sharks FC of Padako. Last season, we saw them struggle with relegation at some point in time. And Bingo Gumbote actually came back, survived them, took them away from relegation, finished in the top half of the season. Decent run for Sharks FC. They've started this season and they've been phenomenal, so to speak. They get to play today against Taraba. Other games that we expect to see will be Aqua United will take on Crown FC. Abia Warriors will play host to Gombe United. Enugu Rangers will take on Kaduna United. Kano Pillars will play Enyimba, a very explosive game to say. Warri Wolves also will take on Nassau United. Our focus will be Sharks FC. I mean, with the way they've been playing for La Vida Silva, do you think they're in good stead? Do you think they have what it takes to actually win the league this season?
You know what? The worst thing in football is when the tides turn. But for me, Benga Ogumbote is the man of the moment. We know the last year of Sharks FC, they had an abysmal season. But this season, they've been doing phenomenally great. They're on top of the league at the moment. They've got 30 points. They've actually only lost two games. I mean, out of 16, they've actually won 6 and drawn. They've won 8 and drawn 6. So I mean, Benga Ogumbote, he can't do no wrong right now. Well, let's just hope that the tides don't turn against them. So.
I'm sure if he's watching, he'll be saying amen to that. But again, we'll look at Nassau United. I mean, the guy that won with Kano Pillars last season is also second. They have games to play today. He has advantage. I think he's playing at home. Sharks will be playing away. We can't ignore Baba Ganaru, also with Nassau United.
Definitely, we cannot. But talking about, we need to give a lot of props to Benga Ogumbote as I said. He's on a 10-game unbeaten run. If that was in the Premiership, we'll have celebrated it like he has won he had won a trophy already. But coming back to Benga Ogumbote, he's on a 10-game unbeaten run. That's massive in the Nigerian Premier League, and we expect that to continue. Later today. But the game that will be on everybody's lips will be the Kano Pillars versus Enyimba game. Yeah. You remember what happened last season when Kano Pillars got a last-minute equalizer and then fans rushed onto the pitch, and then that game had to be played in Lokoja.
That was in Kano.
That was in Kano. This is also in Kano. It was fans rushed onto the pitch, and then the game was cancelled, so to speak, and then they went to Lokoja, and that was the decider because if Enyimba had drawn that game, Enyimba might have won the league, but Kano Pillars won that game. So it is the same of the same. Rabioli is on form. Kano Pillars actually went away to Nembe and actually got a 1-1 draw midweek, and Enyimba won their own game. So Enyimba also on a 7-game unbeaten run, so to speak. So you expect Kano Pillars on the 7-game unbeaten run, but Enyimba also on a 5-game unbeaten run. So you'd expect that something has to give today in Kano.
All right, the league is getting interesting.
Very.
I would love to report it. We're going to keep eyes on it. It's about week 17 and about 21 games to go in the MPFL League as well as the NNL. That said, like we did for the past 2 weeks now, we're going to do a preview as regards the World Cup. The World Cup is actually coming fast. It's fast, but we've been waiting for it for the past 4 years, and it's finally going to come to us in a few days' time. Talking about 11 days to be precise. And actually, we'll be doing a group analysis on Group C. And we expect to see Colombia, Greece, Cote d'Ivoire, and Japan. But before we do that, we'll take you through some international friendlies that did take place in the past days, and the games we expect to see. Some of the results will come on your screen any minute from now. Finland played 2-0 over Estonia. Croatia played 2-1 with Mali. Norway played 1-1 with Russia. Algeria played 3-1 with Armenia. Albania played 0-1 with Romania. Latvia played 1-0 with Lithuania. Netherlands played 1-0 over Ghana. Portugal plays 0-0 with Greece. Italy plays 0-0 with Ireland. And Mexico played 3-1 with Ecuador. And Panama played 1-1 with Serbia. Some of the games we expect to see today will be as fixtures. USA taking on Turkey. Germany will be playing Cameroon, Sweden will be taking on Belgium, and France will be taking on Paraguay. That's it. There's fixtures on your screen. Having said that, we're going to talk about the Super Eagles. They played their last friendly against, well, it's not the last friendly because they still get to play Greece and a couple of other sides before the World Cup proper, but they played the last friendly as a 30-man side. Let me put it that way. And the game was in Scotland and it ended 2-2. Your analysis?
I think Keshi did wrong, first of all, by starting 10 people who had never played together, so to speak. It was only Echejile who is destined to actually hold his own in that squad. Every other person, from the goalkeeper to the central defensive partnership of Egueka and Yobo, to the guy who he used at the right-hand side of the field, Kunle Odunlami, right-hand side of the defense, Kunle Odunlami, who is a natural central defender, up until those in the middle, Joel Obi, Ruben, Gibran, and all that. I think what Keshi was trying to do was to give a run for these guys to see how well they can actually hold their own. And you saw a lot of individual play. Nigeria didn't have any team effort whatsoever. It was difficult to string passes together, and it showed. And so I want Nigerians to not be too critical of all of it. Exactly. I expected Keshi to have just maybe tried 2 or 3 players. Uchebo tried all of his best all day long to take shots from outside, and this was a very good deflection that paid in his that came in his favor. If you don't pay the ticket, if you don't pay for the ticket, you don't win the lottery, and that was what Uchebo did there. It was a brilliant result, so to speak. Some individuals didn't do themselves world of good. Some actually came through. Osaze came on later after the break and then tried to turn the game around with Victor Moses. Uche Nwankwo covered himself in glory. Before that goal, he actually headed the ball over the net, which was a little bit very fortuitous not to go in. But as it was, Uche Nwankwo got the equalizer, and you'd expect that it will be on the plane.
Larry.